Some movies are simply indispensable. Blockbusters dominate movie theaters and the press. Everyone talks about them no matter how good or bad they are. Be it action-packed hero's journeys, gripping dramas, or epic fantasy adventures, the 2025 cinematic year promises plenty of great movies too. Get ready, here are the most exciting blockbusters of 2025. With Captain America 4: Brave New World, Sam Wilson will finally get his own standalone adventure. Like The Winter Soldier previously, the film is set to be more of an action-packed thriller. Harrison Ford will also be seen alongside Anthony Mackie. Not only will he appear as the President, he will also make sure there is plenty of chaos as the Red Hulk. The movie is directed by Julius Ona, who has so far been able to win over audiences with smaller productions. Captain America 4 will be released in cinemas on February 14, 2025. Disney's Snow White will be reimagined in a live-action version in 2025 and is already provoking strong reactions. There has already been a lot of discussion in the run-up to the film. At the center of the controversy is Disney's attempt to modernize the classic. For example, through a diverse cast, the portrayal of the dwarves, as well as a new focus in terms of content. Incidentally, the co-writer of the film is Barbie creator Greta Gerwig. Whether the movie will end up being a success or a flop, despite or because of all the commotion, will be revealed as soon as Snow White opens in theaters on March 21st. The world-famous video game Minecraft is being adapted as a live-action film for the first time, and there's huge anticipation. The main roles will be played by the likes of Jason Momoa, Emma Myers, and Jack Black. The first two trailers have already given us a very good insight into how close the film will come to the look of the original game. The makers are actually relying on a lot of real sets, although there will also be plenty of CGI involved, of course. Minecraft is a cultural phenomenon for both children and adults, making the film one of the most talked about projects of the year. The movie will be released on April 4th. Parasite director Bong Joon-ho is bringing a fascinating sci-fi story to the big screen with Mickey 17. Based on the novel by Edward Ashton, the movie revolves around a so-called expendable, a clone who is used for dangerous missions and gets replaced after each death. The lead role is played by Robert Pattinson, supported by Naomi Ackie and Mark Ruffalo. Bong Joon-ho is known for his smart approach to social issues, and here he combines this with a futuristic vision. The fan community is particularly looking forward to his distinctive style, which masterfully combines drama, humor, and suspense. The film will be released on April 18th. With The Thunderbolts, we are presented with Marvel Studios' Suicide Squad equivalent. The film revolves around a group of mercenaries who have already been introduced in previous productions, such as Super Soldier John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, and Black Widow's sister Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh. These two are joined by other prominent names in the movie's cast. The cast includes Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, and David Harbour as Red Guardian. The mission of the Thunderbolts will be released in theaters on May 2nd, 2025. Tom Cruise ends his legendary role as Ethan Hunt with an epic finale. Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, will continue the events of Part 7 and tell the story of what will be Hunt's last mission for the time being. The first teaser trailer already promises breathtaking action sequences. In one of the most dangerous scenes in the series, he pilots a small biplane that rises vertically into the sky in a breathtaking maneuver, seemingly spinning out of control. Cruise underwent months of flight training to be able to shoot the scene authentically and without digital effects. The production faced all kinds of difficulties and went way over budget. At the moment, it seems almost impossible to recoup all this money at the box office. Whether the movie succeeds after all will be revealed as soon as it opens on May 23rd. Surely an absolute must-watch for all fans of the film series. After decades of waiting, the Karate Kid franchise starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio returns to the big screen. The film combines nostalgia with new stories and focuses on the next generation of karate fighters. Chan once again takes on the role of the wise mentor, while Macchio will return to his character Daniel LaRusso. We have already seen him together with William Zabka in Cobra Kai in recent years. However, it is still unclear whether Zabka will also make an appearance. Fans are hoping for numerous references to the original films, as well as surprises that could take the series in a new direction. The new Karate Kid film premieres on May 30th. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina is the first movie spin-off from the John Wick universe. Ana de Armas will play the eponymous ballerina who is on a vendetta against the murderers of her family. She will also meet Keanu Reeves as John Wick himself, who will act as a sort of mentor for the ballerina and provide support during some of the action sequences. Underworld director Len Wiseman has taken over as director, with the support of Chad Stahelski, who has been granted creative oversight of the entire franchise. After several postponements, John Wick Ballerina will now be released on June 6, 2025. The live-action adaptation of the animated classic How to Train Your Dragon is one of the most exciting film projects of 2025. The story about a young Viking who forms an unusual friendship with the dragon Toothless has already taken millions of hearts by storm in its animated form. Many fans are now excited to see this world in a completely new light. After the usual remake skepticism, there have been many positive reactions to the new film adaptation since the release of the first teaser trailer. Behind the scenes, there is no stranger at work. Dean DeBlois, who previously directed the animated trilogy, is taking over as director once again. All the more reason for us to look forward to the new live-action film adaptation. The theatrical release has been set for June 13, 2025. Almost 2 decades after the last installment of the series, the 28 Days Later franchise returns with a new chapter. 28 years later takes viewers to a post-apocalyptic world in which a virus has wiped out large parts of the population. Danny Boyle returns as director and once again collaborates with screenwriter Alex Garland to continue the dystopian saga. The cast is impressive. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, and Jodie Comer take on the main roles. We are particularly excited about the announced reunion with Cillian Murphy, who achieved his Hollywood breakthrough thanks to the first part. With its presumably dark atmosphere and nerve-wracking action sequences, 28 Years Later is already a must-see for all horror and thriller fans. The movie will be released in movie theaters on June 20th. Bigger Jurassic World. With Jurassic World 4 Rebirth, we are in for exciting changes in 2025. A new cast, a fresh storyline, and a director who is known for visually impressive and intense movies. The planned plot of Jurassic World Rebirth revolves around Zora Bennett, an experienced specialist in covert operations who leads a dangerous mission. Her team is tasked with recovering the genetic material of 3 powerful dinosaurs. Of course, things go awry, and a fight for survival begins on a secluded island. The dinosaur blockbuster is being directed by Gareth Edwards, known for Godzilla, the Star Wars film Rogue One, and The Creator. The cast is pretty impressive. Hollywood superstar Scarlett Johansson plays the leading role. We can also expect to see Bridgerton star Jonathan Bailey, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, and Alita Battle Angel villain Ed Skrein, among others. The film will be released on July 2nd. James Gunn's Superman kicks off the DCU in cinemas. The movie will focus on Clark Kent's younger years, but is explicitly not intended to be an origin story. It is reportedly more about his beginnings as a journalist and how he views other superheroes from this perspective before he himself becomes involved in the action. However, he is said to have already made a name for himself as a superhero, so the world already knows about the Man of Steel. Superman will no longer be played by fan favorite Henry Cavill, but by David Corenswet. At his side, we will see Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. It looks like numerous heroes will make an appearance in the film, including Green Lantern Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. Superman's opponent will be Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult. The theatrical release for Superman has been set for July 11, 2025. After years of waiting, Marvel's legendary superhero family is returning to the movies with a new film. The Fantastic Four First Steps is one of the most ambitious projects in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and is aimed at finally integrating the characters into the canon of current films. The story follows Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, who are given extraordinary powers after a scientific accident. On the side of the antagonists, we can expect the Devourer of Worlds Galactus and the Silver Surfer, whose job this time, however, is taken over by his wife, Shala Bal. The movie's special twist is that the story does not take place in the universe we know, but in an alternate version that is characterized by its retro 60s sci-fi look. The Fantastic Four First Steps will be released on July 25th. With Tron Ares, the third film in the stylish movie series is in the pipeline. It is about the title character played by Jared Leto, a program that gets caught up in the real world. Jeff Bridges is also involved, who will once again play Kevin Flynn as he did in the 2 predecessors. However, we will have to bid farewell to the 2 other main characters from Part 2. Neither Garrett Hedlund nor Olivia Wilde will be reprising their roles. The music is sadly no longer by Daft Punk, who have since disbanded as a band, but there is a top-class successor. Trent Reznor is providing the soundtrack, this time with his band 9 Inch Nails. Tron 3 Ares will hit theaters on October 10th, 2025. Nick and Judy are finally back, a full 9 years after the first part of Zootopia. The story takes place only shortly after the end of the previous movie. Although the two have solved their first big case, they still have to prove themselves, especially Nick, as he has previously stood out more as a trickster than as an honest police officer. In Zootopia 2, the two of them get to know a new aspect of police work. They are going undercover. Zootopia 2 will be released on November 26, 2025. The long-awaited musical adaptation of Wicked starring Ariana Grande has been a huge hit. For many, it is one of the movie highlights of 2024, but despite the long running time of almost 3 hours, the story was perhaps still too big to be told in a single movie, so a sequel won't be too long in coming. Wicked 2 will be released in cinemas on November 21st, 2025, and is set to bring the epic story to a fitting conclusion. In 2025, we can finally look forward to the third part of the Avatar franchise. In an interview, James Cameron revealed that the film will introduce a new clan that is very different from the previous Na'vi people. The Ash people are closely linked to the element of fire. According to Cameron, they embody the dark side of the Na'vi and carry a lot of anger. The Ash people live in a barren, volcanic landscape, which is a stark contrast to the colorful forests and seas of Pandora. Avatar 3: Fire and Ash will be released in theaters on December 19, 2025. We are once more expecting a visually stunning action spectacle. So these are the biggest blockbuster movies coming out in 2025. Which movie are you most looking forward to? Did we forget a movie that you would absolutely add to this list? Let us know in the comments, and like this video if you enjoyed our brief overview.